This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports Chaco. We're here at the weigh-ins. Delighted to join once again with Conor Quinn. It feels like a debut all over again. You're getting that sort of nerves. It's your first obviously as a professional, your first weigh-in in Belfast. How did that feel?
Brilliant, mate. Like you say, so you get the nerves. It does feel like my debut. Even just weighing in there, seeing my face in the poster, and it's been so long since I've had any of this, so I don't think it's actually really kicked in yet, but it's starting to now, and tomorrow it definitely will.
I was just speaking to Owen O'Neill there, and obviously over the last 2.5 years, you've been out of the ring, you've been watching them all in camps. I've been up in the gym, and obviously it's like interviews, and we're going, we need to wait till we get the comeback. You've obviously had a late change of opponent as well, and probably in some ways, probably an even better opponent you originally had. I keep going to think of Darwin Núñez that plays for Liverpool, but Darwin Martinez, I think it is. He's 7-1, 6 KOs. Is that the sort of statement you want to make, that obviously you're happy, 2.5 years out of the ring, happy to get back in with someone that's a puncher and show just exactly what you're all about?
Yeah, that's it. Good opponent. I wish it was Darwin Núñez, to be honest. Maybe a bit easier, but no, this is flyweight boxing, isn't it? My original opponent pulled out a day before, 2 days before the weigh-in, and there's not much around. So listen, you've got these boys with their good records. He's 7 wins, 6 knockouts. He's obviously a dangerous opponent, but me and Dee's been working for 2.5 years. We're not in there to go to war with any of these guys. We're going to go in, box smart, and stick to our game plan. And realistically, these boys they're carrying this power, but if they're not landing the heavy shots, it's not really going to play much of a factor.
And I guess obviously it's not trying to look too far ahead, but there's potential. Obviously, I think Mark says you can be back out. Maybe you might be back out next month and then back here again in November. The buzz about the stable at the moment, obviously Paddy's just been announced he's going to fight for the IBO light heavyweight belt in Germany in just over 4 weeks' time. What obviously Paddy winning that belt, what does that do for Glean? Does it? I guess you already have ambitions to become a world champion, but they see Paddy go there and do it. How much is that going to help you in the gym?
Mate, like he says, it couldn't happen to anyone better, because everyone knows Paddy's come up the hard way. He he didn't turn professional and have all the promotional backing and everything else, the sponsors or whatever. He done it the hard way. He fought in small hall shows and he worked his way up. And now he's fighting for a world title, so it's unbelievable. And I've actually got my flights and hotel booked for Frankfurt. I'm going for maybe 5 or 6 days. So listen, maybe Mark could put a few strings, get me on the show. You know what I mean? If everything goes well on Saturday night. October, he was saying about an October date, that would be perfect, and then back here in November 26th. It'd
be nice, because I guess you get your flights and all paid for and your accommodation paid if you're fighting over there as well. But I guess you and Dee's obviously pulled up a big relationship over the last couple of years. He's been very friendly for years. Is it sort of going to be a hidden secret, obviously, of what's been added to your game, at the fact that you're maybe not even going to have to show it all tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think so. Yourself, mate, it's your first fight back in 3 years, basically my first professional fight at the moment, and you're not going to show everything in the one fight, but I think this type of opponent is maybe going to show a bit more of me than maybe some others. Like my first 2 opponents, both knockouts. When you're knocking people out, it's brilliant, everyone loves it, I take it every day of the week, but you're not showing too much, so when you've got a real dangerous live opponent in there, and you're not maybe going for the knockout yourself, you can box a bit more and you can show your skill and ability, and people know I've got the power. Now it's just about showing what else I've got.
This obviously opponent tomorrow night as well, he's dangerous, he seems to come forward quite a lot. Is it probably good for you that you're not going to have to go looking for him tomorrow night, at the fact that he's going to walk onto something and you're not probably going to plan to try and stop him, but obviously if he walks into something, the game plan's going to change very quickly?
Yeah, that's it. You know yourself, you see some professional boxing fights and the opponents are maybe that many levels below, they're just running away, holding, ruining the fight, and it doesn't do anyone any favours, because the person in the opposite corner actually, they don't benefit from that, because you're not getting any experience of any tough rounds, and people watching it are sort of saying look at the guy he's fighting, or he didn't do too well, and sometimes they're the harder opponents, to be honest. So this guy's going to come towards me and he's going to be in my range, so like you said, it makes my life a wee bit easier, to be honest.
You're opening the card tomorrow night, obviously. I'm guessing you obviously never thought, obviously your first fight in Belfast would be on TG Cahir. I think the viewing figures are obviously going to be crazy, so obviously what a way to start, you opening the show and showing the TG4 audience just what Belfast is all about.
Yeah, that's it, opening the show. TG4, I would never have expected that, to be honest. It's unbelievable. I think boxing hasn't been sort of on free TV in the south for a long time, so the views it's going to bring in is going to be unbelievable, and I sold a load of tickets, and there's a load of people that also couldn't get tickets because I had none left, and everyone's going to be able to watch it now live, so it's brilliant. No one misses out.
As well, thanks very much for your time. Obviously, enjoy tomorrow night. I know you have a wee bit shaky leg coming out, going, it's my debut again. But I'm sure we'll catch up with you afterwards and see how you thought of your performance.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers, Conor. Thank you.